Hey, how's it going out there? This is Ivan Kilcher, and I'm just putting tire chains on my four-wheeler. Check it out here. Here we are. And so I'm going to show you guys, basically, you want to put tire chains on a four-wheeler the Kilcher way, or a way so that they don't ever come off on you when you don't want them to come off. Obviously, you can take them off again later, but wintertime, we're running a lot on snow and ice, and tire chains on our vehicles are pretty important. This isn't how you'd want to put tire chains on like a truck or a car where you're just going to go like maybe a couple miles and take them off again. However, if you want to go a long distance and you want to be able to go fast, this is how you put tire chains on so that you can do that and they don't ever come off. You got to have chains. You also got to have some good rope. We like ground line, which is what they fish for halibut with. Commercially fish for halibut with, which is pretty tough stuff. But you can use some any kind of rope that you can get at a normal hardware store. So here we go. This is how you put tire chains on so that they stay on and you can use them. So here I've got some of these things. I don't really like these things very much. They kind of tend to crack over time, especially when you get them. You leave them for a year or something like that somewhere, and then you expect to be able to use them, and then they come off. I think these things are pretty much garbage. I don't ever use these. We're going to get rid of those. I like to use just some good old-fashioned rope. It's cheap, a lot cheaper than those. You can also use ratchet straps to do this with too. However, I like doing it the old-fashioned good way with some rope. So I sit down here and I start by just tying this rope on. I use a bowline, but if you're not that good at knots, you could just do a couple of little overhand knots. But if you don't know how to tie a bowline, you should learn, because it's probably the next most useful knot next to tying your shoes. So you should learn to tie a bowline. So I kind of just start by, oops, drop my phone here. I kind of just start by weaving this rope around in here like this. So I'm going to start there, and I kind of skip every other link. So I'm going to go in this one now. I'm going to go in there and kind of just put that tight. And I'm going to go skip the next one and go in there. And I just start weaving it around just like that. Now we go to the next one. You know, I've probably got about 12 feet of rope for this project. You could probably do it with a little bit less. So in the wintertime, when we're using our plow trucks and stuff and we're driving everywhere on chains, we do it this way also. So now I'm gonna, let's see, I've got one there already. So now I'm gonna jump into this next one. Now I'm gonna start weaving them around in all the ones that I skipped. So like I said, this is a great way to put chains like on a plow truck, four-wheeler, car. If you're in some pass of the mountains where chains are required and you've got to be able to go for a bunch of miles, having some rope like this in your chain set is a really, really good way to handle this problem of whether or not the chains are going to stay on your wheel. Because oftentimes they start slapping really bad. So now that I've made it all the way around, I'm going to start weaving it inside of each rope. And again, I'm going to skip. So I'm skipping, now I'm going over here. Now I'm going to skip again, and I'm back here. Now I'm going to grab the ones that I didn't grab the first time. So maybe I'll go, it doesn't really matter, you know, just as long as you keep kind of weaving it and it keeps tightening it up as you go. And so now at this point, I kind of like to stop, and I like to cinch up on all my ropes here. So I'm working my way around, just snugging up on each one of these ropes, and I'm kind of following it around just a little bit. There it is, all tied off, all four wheels done that way. So there you got it. Here's my four-wheeler. Chains all locked down on there. These aren't going anywhere. Still got the benefit of being able to go full speed without my chains flapping around. They're not going to damage my brakes. They're not going to come flying off on me. You got the benefit of being able to go full speed without having floppy chains. So there you go. That's how you tie chains on a vehicle so that they don't come off when you don't want them to, ever.